Dave, let's get on to you. And it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since the Johnny Fisher fights, and we've spoken to you since. When you look back and reflect on the circumstances, as I said at the top of the show, you've gone from someone that people that like now to probably the fans' favourite, because the manner, I thought it was wonderful the way you spoke to the cameras. I think it's such a refreshing outlook to have. I think you're a little bit too self-effacing. I want you to have a little bit more confidence in yourself. But when you look back over the last 3 weeks and look to where you are now, how do you feel about things?
Yeah, it's been a mad few weeks, really. Yeah, it's been busy, you know. I spent a lot of it in bed, you know, but I've been on the phone. I've been on the phone a lot.
I saw you on the Zoom call, yeah.
Yeah, it's been enjoying life, really. You know, my life's changed last few weeks. You know, the kids are gonna have a nicer house to live in and stuff like that. And that's why I do it, really. I'm not really. I never thought I'd win world titles and stuff. I just wanted to have a nice life. I wanted my dad to like me a little bit more, spend a bit more time with him and that. So I didn't get into boxing to be world champion. I got into it for other reasons. So the last few weeks really have given me all that as well. So I'm over the moon. Yeah, I'm not one to get excited and stuff, but I'm really happy. I'm content with where my life is at, and hopefully it can keep getting better.
Yeah, listen, it was a great performance, wasn't it? I mean, talk us through that finish, mate. You went out there, you know. I think justice was served, wasn't it, in going into that fight? You should have won the first fight, but you got the job done and you done it in style.
No, I expected to win the fight. That was the thing. I came here on the Thursday and people was asking me questions and stuff, and I knew I was going to win the fight. I think after the first one, I boxed Fraser Clark in September 23, and that aside, I not really had a real fight since David Price in July 19. So as soon as I got back in the gym in January, I said to Jamie, like, if we do the rematch, I'll win this no problem at all. And, you know, I weighed in a little bit heavy and people said, oh, no, what's he doing? But I never really had any concerns at all. Johnny Fisher's a decent fighter, but that's all he is. He's a good novice. And I'm a good old pro, so that's the difference.
I saw you saying in an interview somewhere that actually it was a lot easier than you thought it was going to be. Right from the opening bell, you knew you was going to get the job done. It was just a matter of time, but it was much easier than you thought.
Yeah, I had time to sort my hair out a few times. Kept getting my hair in my eyes and that. I was like brushing it out and then hitting him. It was good. Like I say, he's a good novice. You know. It's difficult for me because I've had 3 proper fights in 6 years. I'm still not sure how good I am. I don't know how good Johnny Fisher is on a bigger stage. So I have no idea, but I'm enjoying it. People are rated 12 in the world. I don't think I'm the 12th best heavyweight in the world, but I do think after that performance, watching it back a few times, I think I can do a little bit, to be honest, yeah.
Why do you spend your time being so self-deprecating? I mean, I think it's an endearing quality, right? And I think it was lovely. I listened to you after the fight when you were asked questions, what does winning a British title mean to you? It means an ensuite bathroom. You know, Betty and George go to bed, and I think there's lovely interaction. It shows a human side to people. But Jamie Moore was on the show with me, and he talked about you, and he talked about, you said to me on the show that we did 2 or 3 weeks ago about a particular fight that you felt you'd quit him and that you needed to go back and redeem yourself. And you talk yourself down a lot, yet in the same sentence a moment ago, you said you don't know how good you are. Jamie Moore thinks that you have a lot more ability than you allow yourself to believe. What's the mentality here, mate?
It's difficult because I think I'm quite honest. Like, if you ask me certain questions, like if you said like, I'm carrying a few extra pounds, yes.
Yeah.
Am I the best person in the world? No. But if you said like, am I good looking? Am I a handsome man? I say yes, very. So I'm like, depends what you're asking me, really. Like, you know what I mean? You can ask me certain questions, and I say, absolutely, probably the best looking man in boxing. So I'm not that self-deprecating, really. It depends what you ask me.
If you go back to the David Price defeat, which was a few years ago now, and you look at your career then, and you go, you thought it was all over for you then. You know, what was the turnaround there? How did you come back? Did you feel that your career was going to finish at that point? Yeah. And now you look at yourself now and you go like, you know, hard work, determination, you've grafted your way back in there. But tell us, you know, go back to then to now.
You know, it's been over a few times. I got stopped by Tony Oka in France. Everyone said I should pack in. And then the David Price fight, I had some bad injuries and everyone said like, that should be it now. And then I retired 2020 after the whole Lovejoy debacle, the fight didn't go ahead and stuff. And
why is there a history of retiring?
Then the Fraser Clark fight. But you know what, I retired once myself, about 6, 7 other times. Everyone else told me I should stop. So basically, I started, after the Fraser Clark fight, I had a few months, I said, look, we're done, I want to go and get a job and just go to work forever and just do what I do. And then I just said to my missus, I said, I want to get one last chance. Just going to give it everything this time. You know, I've got kids. When I bought Fraser Clark, I didn't have a son, but my son was born 2 months after. And having a son, I think, like, changed me a little bit. I thought, I need to show this young man, I'm going to show him. I'm going to show him what kind of man I am, what kind of man his dad is. And I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up.
Something to fight for.
My granddad passed away, and when I boxed Razor Clark, he was very disappointed in me. He said, you quit. I come from a family of professional boxers. My great granddad had 31 fights. My dad had 30 professional fights. I now have 33. So I think having my son was a big thing. Yeah, I just want to give him. I'll just give it 100% now. That's all it is.
What about Jamie Moore and his influence with you?
Yeah, massive. Yeah, I think I went over there in 28, and my life was still a bit turbulent. Obviously, I had a big gambling problem in my 20s, and I had lots of problems with lots of things. I used to fall out with myself, to be honest. I used to cause all my own problems. I went over to Jamie when I was 28, but I still weren't ready when I went that first time. I still wasn't ready. I was still avoiding the gym at times. You know, I was still turning up with no eyebrows and no hair half the time as well sometimes. So I was still, yeah, I know, it's mad, isn't it? I'd sometimes turn up with no hair and no eyebrows and be like, oh, what are you doing? I said, yeah, I know, it's one of them days. But then I went back after I had kids, my nan passed, my kids were born, and I just went back and said, Jay, look, I'm ready now, I'm ready. And he understands me, him and Nigel Travis, they understand what I am and who I am. Sometimes I need an arm around me. Sometimes I need to tell him, look, we need to do this. It's just clicked, really. You know, it's like a big brotherly, fatherly relationship I've got with both of them, really. You know, it's like, I'm different. I'm not your average boxer, really. Like, I'm a bit soft and nice. I'm not really...
I don't want to fan about too much around it and talk about the self-deprecating side of things. Is it a way for you to manage your own expectations? Is it a way for you to be suggesting to yourself, well, I don't expect that much from myself, so I'm never going to disappoint myself? Because there's a school of thought which I come from, which is basically, and I know it's not boxing, but life, business, boxing, life, business, money, whatever I've done, I've always gone, if that guy can do it, then can I do it? And I'm not going to stop until I get there. And I know that I can't run 100 metres in 9 seconds, right? So I wouldn't try and do it. But the biggest battle watching you guys as sportsmen is making the decision to do it, because that's a winning mentality. To go into a boxing ring and have the strength of character to do what you guys do is remarkable. And for you to have the mentality where you seem, again, to talk yourself down, is it because you're managing your own expectations, or is it something else?
I don't think so. You know, I think the biggest thing is, like, I've sparred the best heavyweights in the world, Usyk, Fury, and I'm not that good. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I accepted that a long time ago.
But Deontay Wilder isn't that good either, is he?
Deontay Wilder isn't what he was. Deontay Wilder's beatable now.
Yeah.
I'm realistic. I'm very realistic. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. And because on the back of that, now I'm training hard, I can't get hurt, and that's the most important thing. I can earn a lot of money and get out of boxing healthy because I'm training hard and I'm realistic, and that's what matters to me.
Do you look back and think, if you were deploying the same thinking that you 5, 6, 7 years ago to the way you're thinking now, that maybe the journey and opportunities might have been bigger, bolder and wider for you?
I should have done more, but it's like certain attributes certain boxers have missed over the years. It's like certain fighters have lacked power, they've lacked strength, they've lacked toughness, they've lacked a good chin. I liked being able to live a normal life. That was it. That was an attribute I liked. I liked discipline. That's one of the biggest attributes you need as a boxer. But it is an attribute the same as having power or being toughest. So I lacked certain attributes to go to the top. But I'm more than capable of beating some very good fighters and making a lot of money now, and that's what I'm aiming for.
You've put yourself in a great position. Coming off that win now and the publicity you had off both of those fights, you go, you know, you've got a 2-fight deal now with Matchroom. You're talking about these big names. Like, who would have thought, like 12 months ago, you're talking about boxing Deontay Wilder? But that's the reality now. You're going, they're the fights that you're calling out, and that dream could become a reality, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think when I talk about Deontay Wilder, I smile. I think stylistically, it's a good match for me. I can beat him. I think beating Deontay Wilder, the Wilder fight and the one after him beating him I'd be happy. I'd be a very, very happy man. Yeah.
I mean, if Deontay Wilder isn't an opportunity, would you fancy fighting, say, if David Adeleye comes through against Jamie TKV? Would you take that fight?
Yeah, the British title is was always my world title. That was always my ambition. You know, like I said, my granddad, big boxing fan. My dad had 30 pro fights, never won the British title. My granddad, my dad always said to me, win the British title. That would mean everything to us.
Yeah.
So, 100%. Yeah, the Wilder, Chisora is another dream fight for me. but the British title would be everything.
When do you seriously think you'll be out next?
I've been told that we're gonna do a show in Sheffield. I may headline a show in Sheffield, which will be nice.
When?
So September, I believe.
Okay, very good.
And then keep me in the gym. I've been straight back in the gym. I'm always at the gym now. I enjoy going to the gym. We've got Pat Brown, Jack Cattrall. It's great. It's a great environment to be in. So fight September, hopefully. I hope I win in September, definitely.
Brilliant.
And then on to a bigger and better one.
Brilliant. We'll look forward to that.